Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a daughter is in jail charged with the murder of her mother, and now her sister is asking for justice. Plus, officials say firearm theft is more commonplace when people leave their weapons in cars overnight.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning and a happy Tuesday, March 18th to you. My name's Amelia Lee here with you on this Tuesday, and the time is now 5:29, which does mean it's time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall this morning. And Megan, tell us what we can expect today as we work to head out that door.
Well, this morning it's definitely a coat kind of day, but this afternoon, well, you can take that coat off and you can put it back in your closet for at least today, because cooler temperatures are unfortunately on the way as you're finishing off this week. Here's a look at those current temperatures. For the most part, we're sitting in the 30s. The range is between 27 as you're heading towards Jonesville and 36 as you're heading towards Prestonsburg. Now, high temperatures for today will continue to warm up, and I mean, absolutely pleasant weather will be expected. We're mostly looking in the 70s, seeing some upper 70s maybe as you're heading towards Irvin and Jackson today. And alongside these nice temperatures, you can also expect nice and clear skies starting off this morning and continuing all day long. Not a single drop of precipitation is in the forecast. Here's a look at the next 12 hours. Again, plenty of sunshine. We'll hit that high around that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour today. Amelia.
A woman was shot and killed in her Laurel County home Friday night. Her daughter is now charged in her murder, and it happened in Laurel County. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to the victim's family about the loss.
So those are some of the pictures.
Snapshots in time of good times of Carol Rich and her family.
My mom was loved by so many people. There wasn't a person, she could meet you today, and it was like you would know her your whole life.
But now Brittany's sister Brianna is in jail, accused of killing their mother, 50-year-old Carol Rich. Police say Carol Rich was shot multiple times by her daughter Brianna at a home on Burnett Road.
Shot at her.
She was asking my little sister to help her, and my little sister, I guess, just didn't want to.
Relatives tell me that Brianna Rich did have a drug problem and that she had actually served time in jail before, but they say they believe that she was clean for about 2 years, but they do question what may have happened right after her 26th birthday.
On her side, I think I shot her like twice. The gun right now. Inside the house.
She called and she said, I've shot my mother. I'm doing CPR, not having any success.
She deserves to be locked up. And
Brittany Rich says Brianna had been staying with her mother, and despite Brianna's problems, Carol Rich was doing everything she could for her.
You know, that's what you do for your kids. You try to do the best that you can, and that's all you can do, and that's what my mom did.
Now her mother is dead. Her sister is in jail, where Brittany Rich believes she probably needs to stay.
I do want her to be in jail forever. She is dangerous.
Brittany says her mother would want that type of justice as well. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Rich remains in jail on a $250,000 bond. That preliminary hearing was set for March 25th. One person is dead and another facing charges after a robbery and stabbing in McCreary County. Police say they responded to the call on Sunday. After arriving at the scene, police found Roland Sumler lying in the road. They say he was bleeding after he received several stab wounds. He later died after he was taken to a hospital. After police issued an alert to look out for William Shadone, he was found and arrested. He was charged with murder and robbery. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit upheld the sentence of Kentucky's longest-held death row inmate. Carew Gene White's most recent appeal was rejected Friday 2-1. In 1979, White and 2 other minor accomplices used a crowbar to beat a blind man and other seniors were robbing them in Breathitt County. A Fleming County man is accused of human trafficking. Victor Littleton was booked into the Rowan County Detention Center on Saturday. According to his indictment, it says that Littleton intentionally subjected a minor to commercial sexual activity through force, fraud, or coercion when she was under the age of 18. The indictment says it happened last November. Littleton is being held at the jail on a $50,000 bond. In Clay County, deputies say they pulled over a 25-year-old man for driving without a license plate. When they talked to him, officials say Ronnie Robinson appeared under the influence. Police discovered there was an active warrant for him. Deputies say they found a plastic bag of meth, 2 needles in his pockets, and 2 more around the driver's seat when they pulled him from the car. Robinson is facing charges of public intoxication, possession of a controlled substance, and more. Police in Madison County are calling it a growing problem that's easily preventable. They say too many people are leaving firearms inside their cars, and thieves are taking advantage. Chief Rodney Richardson says the Richmond Police Department is seeing an increase in firearm thefts from cars. He says the easiest way to avoid firearm thefts from your car is to establish a nightly routine to make sure your belongings are safe.
Before you go to bed, it's like, hey, let me make sure all my doors are locked. You know what? Let me hit the remote on my car to make sure my car doors are locked. Where's my purse? Where's my firearm? Just a small check of those valuable items.
Last year, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms partnered with Bluegrass Crime Stoppers to keep stolen firearms off the streets. Police in Laurel County are asking for help finding a missing man. If you look at your screen, there will be a picture of Huey Wagers. Police say he was last seen on North Laurel Road last Tuesday. He's described as being 6 feet 2 inches tall and 205 pounds. He was last seen wearing a hat with a green checkered overshirt with blue jeans and brown work boots. If you have any details about the case, you can contact the Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600. A school bus was involved in a 3-vehicle crash in Mercer County. Emergency management officials did not say where in the county the crash happened, but one of the vehicles involved flipped off the road. 17 children were on board the school bus, but none of them were hurt. Officials say the bus was able to continue its route and take all of the children home. One of the worst parts of flooding is the fact that some things just can't be replaced. Whether it's wedding photos, baby books, or even important documents, floodwater can damage anything. Sarah Caruso is with the Heritage Emergency National Task Force, part of the Save Your Family Treasures program, which is a partnership between the Smithsonian Institute and FEMA. She shows flood victims what can be done to salvage items, starting with photographs.
So our setup here is a 3-rent system. Our program was developed to be accessible for everyone. So it's all everyday items that you can pick up at your local hardware store or something like that.
This method is one of many and uses 3 aluminum turkey pans filled with distilled water and also porch screens to gently cleanse pictures in 3 phases. Folks with the group Wood Songs are bringing free music instruments to Eastern Kentucky for those impacted by the flood. The group is coming to the Appalachian Center for the Arts in Pikeville to distribute musical instruments from collections they received. The group will be at the center at 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon. That's April 13th. The instruments will be distributed to musicians as well as schools and students impacted by the flood. Coming up, folks everywhere are creating their own March Madness brackets, but the odds of winning are unbelievable.
And you'll shed that jacket today because sunshine and 70s are forecast this afternoon.